Interior Royal Chamber, England, day. A solemn, regal close-up on the face of Queen Elizabeth I. She is a woman in her late 20s with pale skin and fiery red hair, dressed in a magnificent high-collared gown adorned with pearls and lace. Her face, though serene, hides a deep, complex emotional turmoil. She sits on a grand, ornate chair, her posture perfect and unwavering, embodying the public image of the Virgin Queen. Interior Throne Room, England, day. Queen Elizabeth I, in her royal headdress and a detailed Elizabethan gown, is seated on her throne, looking resolute and powerful. A male courtier, in formal Elizabethan attire, kneels before her, presenting a document, which is a marriage proposal from a foreign prince. Elizabeth solemnly shakes her head, firmly rejecting the proposal, a visual declaration of her dedication to the nation. In Tudor Council Chamber, England, day. Elizabeth I, in a severe dark gown, is seated at a large wooden table with her advisors, elderly men in dark conservative attire. She is seen holding letters from various European princes, her face showing a shrewd, calculating expression. She gestures with a subtle yet firm hand, engaging in a delicate tightrope diplomacy by entertaining and negotiating these offers, one by one. Interior Royal Chamber, England, day. A tight, tense shot on Elizabeth I in a magnificent royal gown. The camera focuses on her face, which appears cold and composed. A subtle, slow pan from her resolute face to a beautiful but faded portrait of a young Robert Dudley hanging on the wall. The contrast between her powerful public image and the fragile private emotion is the key visual element. Interior Royal Chamber, England, day. The camera performs a sudden dramatic cut from the resolute Queen's face to a dark, shadowy image, symbolizing the hidden aspects of her life. The shot lingers on the unseen, hinting at the secret life that exists behind her public persona. Interior Royal Chamber, England, night. Elizabeth I and Robert Dudley, a handsome man in fine Elizabethan clothing, are alone in a dimly lit chamber, seated by a crackling fireplace. Elizabeth's face, usually stern and controlled, is now soft and vulnerable. They are whispering to each other, their hands almost touching, a look of deep affection passing between them. The atmosphere is intimate and secretive, emphasizing their clandestine relationship. Exterior Royal Gardens, England, day. A series of quick, secretive close-up shots. A woman, a servant, is seen gossiping with another servant in the royal gardens, their faces full of scandalous excitement. The camera then cuts to a shot of an unnamed boy, a child with red hair and Elizabeth's facial features, playing in a remote part of the castle grounds, a subtle implication of the rumors. Interior Royal Chamber, England, night. Elizabeth I, alone in her bedchamber, is dressed in a simple nightgown. She is not sleeping. Her face is a canvas of torment and inner conflict, and she gently touches the portrait of Robert Dudley on the wall with a look of deep longing and sorrow. She clutches her chest with her other hand, her body language showing the immense pain of a love she cannot publicly acknowledge. Interior Throne Room, England, day. A dramatic low-angle shot of Queen Elizabeth I on her throne, fully adorned in her magnificent royal attire. Her face is regal, powerful, and unwavering. The scene is a stark visual representation of her as a steadfast ruler. This image is then cross-cut with a brief, poignant close-up of her gently touching Robert Dudley's portrait, showing her as a vulnerable human. The scene highlights the dichotomy of her public and private life. Interior Royal Chamber, England, night. A final, powerful montage begins. It rapidly intercuts images of her great achievements, a grand fleet, a map of her empire, her majestic coronation, with poignant scenes of her personal grief, her alone in the chamber, a tear rolling down her cheek, the portrait of Dudley. The montage concludes with a final, lingering shot on her aging face, a silent testament to both her glory and her human tragedy.